Right, guys, I'm still recovering from a bit of my flu, but I figured I'd chuck up a video. I'm sure you've seen this by now. If you've not, you might be a little bit out of the loop. Twitch TV is giving partners, namely large partners, a chance to run adverts and collect a large incentive, as they're calling it. Previously, we've had other systems like bounties and stuff like that, which basically means you do X thing and you'll get Y reward. I've seen stuff from smaller streamers that range from like the 50 to 100 viewer count. They get offered, if they're a Twitch partner, I've seen $200, $300, that kind of range, to spam around about 8 minutes of adverts for 155 hours. If you are a larger streamer, such as this guy, Admiral Baru, you can make $44,000 for 6 minutes of ads per hour for 155 hours. Some people have done some clever maths and some ideas of how it scales. They've basically figured out that if you are, say, like a 50k viewer stream, say like an Asmongold or something like that, you're going to end up making, if you did the 8 minutes of adverts at the same rate, $500,000 per month. That's per month, guys, for spamming these adverts. And I know what you're going to think, yeah, adverts are terrible, this money's terrible, but I'm thinking about it another way. What this is a very strange situation where everybody these days is chasing figures and clout, because that is it, isn't it? Everyone's bothered about clout over everything. And to me, this is an absolute perfect example, basically, of somebody flexing how rich they are. Now, this might come across, if you just look at it at face value, to, hey, I'm streaming, I don't want to give my viewers loads of adverts, I don't think they'll enjoy that, so I'm turning down this money. So how could that be a flex? Well, it is just a humongous flex just to say I can turn down $44,000 a month for what effectively is nothing. Now, people will cry and say that the adverts are frustrating, but hear me out. Let's say you were watching me, right, and you really enjoyed my content, and you thought, oh, look, he's playing, I don't know, right, let's say we're playing this new game, right, on December, and after the hour, I finish up and I go, right, guys, we have 5 minutes of advertisements coming up now. I'm going to go to the bathroom, get a drink, take a break. It also would give me a chance to have a little bit of a break, not be on constantly, and then go, we'll see you in 5 minutes. And then the adverts go up. And everybody sat there doesn't lose anything because I'm not making any content. I'm just sat here, or I'm going to the bathroom, or I'm making a brew or something. And then after the 6 minutes or 5 minutes are up, we carry on for the next hour. And it's completely fine. If you don't want to watch the adverts, you can use Twitch Prime, or, you know, you can ad block or whatever you want to do, right? The real issue is that because then the figure is so high for the large partners, most people, and correctly so, by the way, everyone should be taking this. There should be no reason to not take this money. It's a ridiculous amount of money. That's what I find it like. I find a tweet like this is very in your face. It's very grotesque almost. I don't know if you feel that way, but I certainly do. That you see somebody streaming. I think this person averages 7k viewers, right? I wouldn't say he's like the most known person on the platform by any stretch of imagination, right? And he's turning down 44,000, which I think when someone did the maths, it worked out at about $280 an hour. $280 an hour. This, by the way, is per month for just 6 minutes of adverts at the end of your hour, not including subscriptions or donations or sponsorships or merch or all, you know, TikTok, dual streaming, YouTube, all of this stuff. When you reach a specific level of content creation, the money you can make from adverts and subscriptions is actually very, very small compared to the chance you can get with brand deals and stuff. So this is why they can turn down that money. Because when you have an audience of like 55,000 people, or you have an audience of 7,000 people, and you rake in millions of views per video, say like XQC or whatever, right? They will happily throw way more money at you than 44,000. There's a reason, let's say, a Super Bowl advert costs so much, because you know you're going to be getting guaranteed, absolutely guaranteed eyes on the situation, shall we say. So it's kind of ridiculous, basically, that we've come to this situation where everyone's frustrated about the ads, but Twitch TV are promoting the adverts. But you also have to realize this could have a knock-on effect on their whole platform. So this is too much money to turn down. This is double people's probably yearly wage every single month just for doing adverts, not including everything else, right? And you're telling me that he can sit there and go, yeah, bag is bag, but whatever, what about the viewer experience? It's pretty grotesque, again, that somebody can just be so blasé about that, and the reason is because they can make so much money. So the knock-on effect is basically, if they're making so much money that you can turn down literally upwards of 500,000 a month, there should be absolutely no reason to ever have donations enabled. You should not be pushing subscriptions. You should, you can maybe push a subscription and say, hey, look, if you don't want adverts, fair enough, but you don't need to be doing like subathons where you go to sleep and you stream yourself sleeping, and then you do things like, hey, if the subscriptions stop rolling in and the donations stop flowing, the stream will turn off. That's literally what people do. So they want to talk about oppressive and frustrating things. There's literally systems out there where people stream themselves sleeping, they do these subathons, and they say, if you stop subscribing, the content you're watching will turn off. Whereas an advert is just a timed break where you can go and make a cup of coffee or something, right? It's not that deep. Now, I know Zoomers might hate the idea of an advert, but it's the way the website's going to make money, and it's the way the website's going to keep going, and that's just the reality of the situation. Video hosting is very, very expensive. It's why YouTube has no competitors, because they just can't afford it, basically. So doing all of these streams and letting people like me with one viewer stream for free for, if I wanted to stream 50 hours straight in 1080p, I could do. They're letting me do that for free, and the website isn't really viable, probably because of people like me, right, that stream a lot and don't bring in huge figures, right? So as a result, they're trying to get these people to run adverts, and they're incentivizing them, and I don't think it's necessarily a bad thing. The only bad thing is that there's going to be a scenario where all of your streamers, your big streamers, are running adverts, right? And you're not going to want to change stream or view other streams because there's a chance they might also be in an advert. Because let's say it's on the hour every hour. Not everybody is going to start the stream at exactly the same time, right? The streams are going on all the time. So let's say you're watching an XQC and he starts his 10 minutes of adverts at the end of the hour, right? He probably wouldn't do it because he has so much money he wouldn't need to do that. But that's by the by. Let's say he does. He starts his 10 minutes of adverts and you go, okay, I'm going to swap to Asmongold. And Asmongold is 5 minutes into his 10-minute advert break. So then you go and you swap to... you go and swap to someone else, and you could be in a chain loop. You could basically be in a chain loop of adverts. But the real reason I'm putting out this video is I just find it sickly that you can make so much money and people can't. Yeah, here you go, look, $286 per work just to put some adverts down, and they're acting like it's, how do I work it, like they're acting like they're above it because it's a flex. It's a flex to show how rich they are. This is what I'm saying, man. Too many. This is what I'm saying. Like, if all he needs to do is stream and just chat inside of chat whilst the adverts are on. Take it like, hey guys, we're going to go to 5 minutes of adverts. I'm going to be in the chat room answering you questions. Something like that, right? But these people are so rich and so like eager to flex how much money they've got that they are desperate to look better than anybody else. Like, hey, yeah, I'm not accepting this money because I don't need it. The reality is, these big streamers, guys, I'm sure you know by now, the money they make from your subscriptions and your donations and even running adverts is nothing in comparison to how much a company will offer you to get your platform. If you have a platform that averages like even 500 viewers, 100 viewers, 1,000, 10,000 views, right, as you go up and up and up, the money they will offer you to get a piece of that platform, because that takes so long to build and it's so rare, that if they can say, yo, here's 10 grand, here's 100 grand an hour to play this game, which is, by the way, a low figure for big streamers. If they said, hey, here's 100,000, I want you to try our game out, it's more than enough for them to say, you know, this platform's good enough, we'll give them this 100 grand and we'll make our money back, right? So I just found the whole situation to be honestly a little bit grotesque. You're in a cost of living crisis, people can't afford shit, right? And you've got people currently now posting up online flexing, yeah, I don't need to spend 6 minutes of my viewers' time to get 50 grand because I don't need it. That's what it came across like. And probably the reality is that Twitch TV will make all these big streamers spam so many adverts that they will leave, or should I say that they will leave the platform in a worse place, because obviously, like I said, you could get stuck in an advert loop where you're trying to find content and everyone's spamming adverts and then people leave the platform for something else. That's a possibility. But honestly, I don't necessarily think adverts are a bad thing if you did it correctly. Like the way I've just explained, you could be in the chat, make a brew, have a nice screen, maybe, you know, just do anything, hang out with your Discord for the 5 minutes that you run adverts. You could make it work. But the way they're doing it now is just coming as an opportunity to flex on broke people, basically. And I think it's just wrong. I think it's wrong. It rubs people up the wrong way, and I just don't think we need to see that. That person could have easily declined that offer behind the scenes and just said, yeah, he's offered me 50 grand, but I don't want to take that because I don't want to ruin my stream. Fair enough, if you've got that much money that you can do that, well done to you, and you can do that, but you could have just done it behind the scenes. There was no need to tweet, hey folks, look how much money I'm turning down. Just came a bit as a grotesque, in your face, a little bit over the top personally. And I didn't really like it, if I'm being honest. I think the amount of money these people make is utterly obscene, and I understand it's like the top 0.1%. Completely get that. If you're the top 0.001% of any field, you're going to be well paid. That makes sense. But I've even seen smaller streamers that honestly, I think to myself, you get absolutely no views, bro, and they're being offered even $500 to just spam some adverts, and they're trying to. I think what's irking me is the smaller streamers and the people that need the money the most are sort of been shamed away. I think that's what I kind of want to get across, is they're almost been shamed away from taking the bag because big streamers are turning it down. Big streamers aren't turning this money down to improve the viewer experience. They're doing it to flex the fact that they can turn down $44,000 and more and get a righteous moral boost of, this guy's so good, he's not turning down, he's turning down these these checks for me. Oh, he's doing it for me. Like, this is what this guy says, be humble, man. Your viewers don't even make that in a year, let alone a month, bro. Take the money and be humble. And then you have these people arguing in the comments like, the ad incentive is blah blah blah. You know, they're all like giving this guy a big ego boost for turning down the cash, and it's like the only reason he's turning down the cash, man, is because he has insane wealth, right? So all it does is it puts pressure on the small streamer to turn off these ads, to not accept these incentives when frankly they need them the most. So these big streamers should just be turning down the deal behind the scenes, and when their viewers notice that they're not spamming a load of adverts like the smaller streamers, they probably think, well, it's because they're very, very rich, that's why they're not doing it. They're not doing it for you, bro. You know, it's, yeah, I just think it's a little bit ridiculous, guys. You know, $44,000 a month. It's crazy. Absolutely crazy.